What?
Tell me you're gonna blast me! Ah!
Wait, what? I'm pulling my gun out.
Oh, you want to pull that gun out on him?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What the f you want, huh?
That's a PD.
What's that?
Why don't you put that shit away?
Hey, there's
I'll
three
blast!
of you.
You can't shoot Mickey.
Yo,
You'll get in
damn
trouble.
it, me, bro.
I took
Not at me.
Mickey hostage
your guns down.
for a store one.
Lemons, don't.
Mr. Sinclair,
Mickey.
see this thing. See the thing.
So how you's been?
Oh, great. You know, just $13 million in debt. Nefarious.
$13 million in debt.
Nefarious.
You still owe us money?
Well, nefarious organization that's going to kill us if we don't complete the debt through a series of jobs. And it's all because Brecker's almost died, and I had to bring him back with robotic parts. So tell me, what happened with Hades?
Oh, man. All right. So, Michael's on his way too, by the way. Self-proclaimed temporary leader. I deny it. So essentially, what
Who is
happened
Michael?
was Simone.
Oh, it's funny. If I hear the name Michael, I don't actually think of Michael Simone. But then when you say Michael Simone, I think of Michael Simone.
Like, what? Who do you think of when I say Michael?
The protagonist from GTA 5.
Okay, that's fair.
Anyways, continue.
All right,
What
I've
happened?
got a story to tell you. All right. So, keep up with me, right? Keep up with me. So what happened, right?
I do love K-pop.
was-
Yep.
Mother, fuck this radio. All right. So what happened was, it was quite simply, fucking Perez had this plan. Perez had this plan that he was cooking up with some people from ADMC that left. Now, those people from ADMC decided that they were going to leave. They hadn't left yet, but they were going to, and they wanted to yoink a whole heap of shit from ADMC before they did. They wanted to clean out the whole armory, essentially. Right? Now, Perez knows about this. He decides that he wants to help them because he's friends with Ivy, with Alex from Hades as well. Now, in doing this, they talk to Ray, tell Ray about it, and Ray green lights it. I get told on the day that it's happening that they're going to be house heisting ADMC. After I get told to wake up, I wake up. They tell me everything, spill it all. My response is, I'm going because I want to make sure that Perez and Alex have someone watching their back. But I don't want the boys getting hurt. So I go with them. So there's myself, Alex, and Perez, a part of the group. Then they house heist everything. Then the next day,
Michael Simone's
we
so
tell
cool looking.
Ray and Benji. Benji wasn't made aware of this at all, and no one had discussed with him about it or anything like that. Gave him the heads up. Now I need to run it back probably like another few more months back. I had a plan with someone else that we were going to do some shit and help someone go against a group. I had let Benji and Ray know. However, I did leave out some particulars for Benji because I expected for him to try and stir. I got stripped of everything and put down to being basically a hang around and sent up fucking north for the better part of a few weeks.
Ooh, tea.
So I got in trouble for that. Then from there, Perez does a similar thing. So Benji already says that there was already a time where I f***ed up, and everyone saw what happened with that, and then he felt like that Perez doesn't trust him enough to tell him. So Benji was pissed off about that no one told him about it, didn't ask him whether or not he thought it was a good idea or get a green light from him. They only got it from Ray. Now, in doing that, he says that he can't trust Perez. And if you can't trust him as an underboss who's just underneath you and you're worried that he's going to do this shit.
Ignore it. I was supposed to eat a hot dog earlier, but somebody ate the whole thing.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Oh, from there, Benji cracked the shits and put Louis in as underboss. So there was myself, Perez, Louis, and KJ as underbosses now. And he was pissed off with everyone involved because no one spoke to him about it. He took a little bit of time to think about it. He gave Ray 2 options. One is he removes Perez. 2, that Benji leaves and Ray can keep Hades. And then he offered a 3rd option. The 3rd option was that Perez has to go get Ivy and then shoot Ivy in front of him, and then Perez will be demoted.
Why?
Perez, because of the same thing as what I did. I got demoted.
Why?
By what?
But why were you guys in? Why were you in trouble?
Because no one explained anything to Benji.
And
we did it all without Benji having any clue. However,
and Benji never has a clue about anything. Why does that matter?
Because the precedent had already been set when I didn't talk to him about something. It was always that you had to explain to both bosses what's happening.
See, if I was the leader of a gang, instead of these extremely harsh punishments for something as simple as just not getting information as everything, I would make proactive punishments. I would make you go out and do something, you know, productive for the, you know, sanctity of the gang. I don't know, like produce a new gang map of Los Santos with all of the turfs and territories of all the various groups in it so that I could have that good information. Or I'd make you go out and, I don't know, rob $10,000 worth of food off the local stores so that we can have food for a month. That's the kind of punishment I would. This is, by the way, this is why I can't be a gang leader. I'd be too good. You all know this from the company days. I was frankly just too good of a leader.
So your idea, as a punishment for assisting another gang in house heisting and not finding out whether or not the other leader is okay with it first, is to go and steal food from stores.
Yeah. And do you know why? Because mine is something that's productive and beneficial to the gang. It's still a punishment, still lets them know that I need to be informed of these things, but it actually puts them to use as opposed to completely undermining any of the efforts that they've done for the gang previously, especially when they're not just a hang around, but an underboss or someone like yourself who has proven invaluable. Not only, listen, as much as you and I like to shit talk each other, you were invaluable to the company, you were invaluable to Hades. So why would I punish you so harshly and as to demote you? Because all that is going to do is build resentment, thus leading to someone like Perez, a right-hand man of Ray Romanoff, leading, thus causing Ray resentment, then causing Ray to leave, and then causing the entire gang to schism and split. And that is why I'm a better leader than Ray Romanoff and Benji. And do you know...
So you're saying I should be holding resentment to Benji and Ray for demoting me?
No, I'm saying it happens. But here's the problem. Ray and Benji seek leadership. The best leaders don't seek leadership. They have it thrust upon them, and they choose to take up the role. Not because they want it, but because they have to. I love Ray, and I love Benji. They are brothers to me. But frankly, everything I've heard of this tells me that they're bad leaders.
Oh, they're both cool because they don't communicate with each other. That's also part of the problem, which they acknowledge, right?
And speaking of a leader who neither was pursuing the purpose of leadership, but seems to have it thrust upon him, Mr. Simone, great of you to join us. What do you think of all this?
Not thrust upon him. He decided to take it himself, and I told him no.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, so he did do the... Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
He said, I'm now Michael Ramos. I'm running the game. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, how do you feel?
I haven't even finished the story yet.
Oh, okay. Yep. We'll circle back to you, Mr. Simone. Continue the rest of the story.
All right. So, those options were given.
I'm just stirring the...
Perez.
Chat, I don't actually know if Mickey's better. I'm just stirring the
Perez
pot. I'm just saying funny dialogue.
It's not going to fix the root cause of the problem.
None of it's that deep. I'm just saying shit. I'm just yapping.
Benji will forever want to kill all the Ray boys and make sure that it's all Benji's at the top. So he said, I choose to leave. Now, after this is said and done, right? And Benji and Perez were talking, Perez admitted that he purposely didn't tell Benji about it. So originally he was saying that there was just no good time to tell you, and then he changed it later on after he'd made his decision to leave. Which to me is very stupid after he saw what happened to me when I did the same thing. And then it was also a little bit of a slap in the face to me that I took the punishment in my stride and kept pushing and got my position back. But
no. To be fair, the punishment against you was way too. Well, the punishment against you was way too harsh. But after that precedent was set, I do agree that then you have to carry on with it for others. I just think it was too harsh against you in the first place. But nonetheless, I used to do things in the company all the time. Me and Breckers used to go behind all the other executives' backs and do things. We were very much a ask for forgiveness, not permission sort of duo. And many times we withheld information because we just needed things to move along. And sometimes when there's too many cooks in the kitchen, things don't move along.
True. Now, we get on to the fun part of it all. This part of the story I call absolute failure in communication. All right. So, you've got Benji and Ray that decide to talk to each other about it all. Benji says, "I can understand how you're feeling right now, and I want you to know that if you can't continue on with it, we can look at wrapping everything up for Hades." Right. Benji comes to me and KJ and Louis and says, "Ray's going to feel a lot by himself now that he doesn't have Perez in the gang. Make sure that you guys tell him that he's not, and that you guys have his back." Now, I want to rewind back to the start of Hades when Benji told me specifically, and I know that he had the same talk with the others about it, that I'm to treat Ray like I do treat him in regards of making sure that he's safe. Right. So that's always been something that Benji said, that he wants me to treat Ray like I treat him. Now, fast forwarding, I have a chat with Ray, talk to him about it, just let him know, hey, I understand Perez isn't here anymore. Just know I'm still here. Everything's going to be good, and we'll try and fix this shit. Right. Then after that talk, say about an hour later, Ray has decided that he wants to start having talks with people about bringing them into something new that he was doing. Basically, essentially, Hades is dead to him. Now, I didn't have too much of an issue with it at the start because the way that it made it out to me was that they were just, having something fun, and that this was going to be the demise of Hades anyway. But I didn't think that everyone was moving on from it. I just thought, okay, well, he's going to do something fun, He said if I want to come along and do stuff with them anytime, just to let him know. Like, okay, well, it's not too bad then. And then I hear that people are being offered positions in his new group. And I'm like, okay, well, this has been like a couple of hours since the discussion. Nothing's been said about Hades being dead. Why are we moving this fast? That shit didn't sit well with me. I know it didn't sit well with some of the other members. Down to the point where Mona thought that something was going to happen and that everything was going to be taken from them. Right? So what Mona did was she went into the armory and secured half of what was in there for us.
What is this tea?
Made sure that Hades wasn't touched for it. Now, after I found out about that, I told her to return everything, and she did instantly. I told Ray about what happened, so he was aware, and that I had fixed it. Now, during this, I found out that even more people found out about Hades being dead, even though it wasn't dead yet. More people have been spoken to about what was going to be happening with the new group and asked if they want to join with them. And then Hades was treated like it was a joke. So people were promoted inside Hades without anyone else being talked to about it. Billy was brought back into Hades as a full member without anyone being spoken to about it. And all this while Benji still had no clue what was happening, because he had to be in Liberty City that day. So then Benji ends up waking up the next day. I let him know of everything that was happening. Benji was pissed. He wasn't happy that all this shit was moving and he hadn't still talked to Ray. So they have a discussion. I don't know exactly what happened in that discussion. But then we have a group meeting with everyone in Hades and them there. During this meeting, they explained about everything that's happened. And Benji said that for him, Hades is not dead. He's going to continue Hades as the sole leader. Because Ray's already made his point that he's doing this new group thing. Anyone that wants to be with him, go to the Abyss. And then from there, that's where it all lies.
Okay.
But that's why I call it a failure in communication, because from what I understand, Ray didn't understand what Benji was saying and mistook it with, if you want to call it quits on the gang, we can call it quits, we're good. But Benji still wanted a discussion to see where everything was at before doing it. But Ray just went ahead and thought it was dead. Now, during that, Benji also said to him, which I forgot about saying, Ray thought that Benji was testing him by saying that, that he wanted to see if he picked Benji or Perez. But what actually Benji was saying was Hades was always a test for us to see whether or not we could do this. They just, Benji with his terrible speech sometimes and Ray with his lack of understanding what's happening got the better of them in that discussion. But Benji explained to me what he'd meant by it.
So you're telling me that it was all that, and it's not conveniently timed with the fact that me and Breckers have returned to the city, $13 million in debt, and then told Benji and Ray that we could no longer be a part of Hades, thus leaving Hades. And just like with the company, upon our departure, everything fell apart. I think it was our fault.
I mean, it didn't really. It's still there. It's not like the company died.
Oh,
It's
right,
still
you
going
guys are
strong.
still there. Oh, right.
Yeah. See, I'm still wearing the vest, and the mask.
Well, good. I personally really like what you all built at Hades. I think you guys should resolve things with Ray Romanoff.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
Oh, never mind.
There's I think there's resentment on both sides from certain things. For me, I just tried to fix it the whole time. Fortunately, I couldn't do it. But yeah, we're talking about who's getting what from the assets that Hades has. We're waiting to hear back. We're waiting for Benji to wake up to.
Oh my God,
his
it's like a
thoughts on everything.
divorce.
It's basically like a divorce,
It is,
but
yeah.
it's gonna be messier than that.
I'm still $13 million in debt. Can I have any of those assets?
Not a chance.
Okay. You know, it was worth asking.
You already left Hades.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Sounds like
You
you guys
left
got some
London,
open.
you
Sounds
forgot
like
to
you guys
ask for a
got some
buyer.
open spots, you know.
What's that mean? Hold on now. I'll be fair. If I'm going to recruit anyone, I'd recruit Breckers before you. He's more gangster.
That's right. I'm a straight thug, G.
See?
Breckers,
Yeah.
put your hands down, Breckers.
Breckers gang
Sorry,
as
sir.
shit.
I'll have you know, I ran inside of the food court today, held up everyone in there, and pulled off a big heist for a single hot dog.
Damn, you are gang. That's Huh? Hey, quick question: do you even have any ammo for that gun that you got?
No, me and Breckers convinced cops to give us ammo, but they gave us the wrong kind.
What ammo do you need?
Whatever a PDAR takes. I don't know.
308. You have magazines for it?
Like an instructional magazine?
No, like a magazine for the gun. You know that you put bullets in.
Yeah, like a gun magazine, like,
Yeah.
Guns Weekly.
No, like the one that you put the bullets into.
Oh, like Penthouse. Yeah, Mickey reads those.
No, like a magazine like this, you know?
That's called a magazine.
Yeah.
I thought that was a banana.
Okay, no, I can't eat that. I would strictly recommend not
Multiple
chewing on
kinds of
one of them.
bananas out there. In
So
the world,
what's
you
the
know?
plan for you all going forward? What's the tea? What's the news? Michael
So
Simone's
they
the
are
leader now?
Nope, that's not. Nope.
You just said he was.
Self-proclaimed, I said.
No, it has been approved.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
Nobody has approved it.
Everyone has approved it with you.
So then it's not approved.
Well, we
Ooh,
value your
see?
opinion, but
Remember how I said unanimous?
Ooh.
well, I talked to Benji and he said it's fine.
You couldn't lead yourself out of a wet paper bag. I don't want to hear shit.
That is untrue.
Like a little puppy that needs a day laid out.
As a former member of Hades,
Wait,
I
thought
also
Benji was the leader. I don't
He
understand.
is.
I also vote Michael Simone as temporary leader. I approve of this.
Oh, temp leader. Got it.
You are not in Hades anymore.
Okay, I would like to throw my name into the ring. Temp leader of Hades. I think I could do a better
I
job
vote for
my-
Breckers.
I'd vote for Breckers too, over Michael.
First rule: give me all your guns and $13 million.
Ooh,
Okay?
nice.
I'm
Breckers.
gonna
I like
kill
that.
Breckers.
Okay, Breckers, maybe stand down. So,
Stand it down.
you guys aren't gonna. It sounds like all of this drama and stuff means you guys have forgotten about the $3 million. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No. Now it looks like it's going to be $6 million because there's two groups, so both are going to claim the $3 million. That's awkward. That's kind of doubled for you.
So now I have a $16 million debt.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. That's. Huh. I don't know. Maybe we can talk about that.